Hey guys, it's Will from EDM Tips, and this week I'm going to show you how to make some killer chord progressions. Now this video is all about making catchy chords and how you can change a bog standard chord progression into something a bit more interesting, a bit more spicy. Now catchy chords and catchy chord progressions are the basis of what makes a really memorable song. It doesn't matter if it's EDM, it doesn't matter if it's pop or if it's rock. Generally there will be a very strong chord progression behind it. But how do we make our chord progressions stand out against all the other bog standard ones there? Well, this video is going to show you in a few minutes a few different techniques you can use to take a normal chord progression into something a bit more unique, a bit more special. So we'll be taking a chord progression like this into something like this, in just a few short minutes. We will be looking at the rhythm of chord progression. We will be looking at sus2 and sus4 chords. We will be looking at chord inversions. We'll be looking at 7th and 9th chords, and we will be looking at changing the quality of the chords as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, share it on Reddit or Facebook, wherever, and you can download my free EDM chord Bible below this video. It's completely free and it teaches you a bunch of stuff about writing really good chords for electronic dance music. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching each week, and without further ado, let's get into the door and get it done. So say we're writing our song in A minor, in the key of A minor. So that bass line is just on the root note, which is A. And for the chords, we can build the bass notes of the chords out of any of the notes within the key of A minor, and you can draw them in. It's only the white notes, all the white notes from A all the way up to A. Done this 100 times before, I'm sure you've seen it. Up to A, grab them all, stick them to the side, and press fold in Ableton, and there you've got the notes. So anyway, we've drawn out our bass line there. Turn off the bass sound though. And now we want to make chords out of this, because that's what we're doing. We're trying to make an interesting chord progression. So first thing we can do to change things up and make things interesting is we'll actually draw the chords in first, and we can just skip a note each time. There, we've skipped that note, then we've skipped the next note in the scale. Do that for everyone. Press fold. We can see all of those notes are within the scale of A minor natural. There's our chord progression. Bit boring, very standard, so let's try and spice things up a bit. First thing we are going to try is changing the rhythm, as in where the chords hit. So we're just going to get a bit more resolution in our grid here. I've changed it to triplets by mistake. There we go. And we're just going to start a couple of the chords, a 16th before or an 8th before the start of the next bar. Yeah, an 8th, not a 16th. So we're just making them start slightly earlier. So already, even though we haven't added any other rhythm, we've just got a kick drum, we've just got our chords, we've already got a bit of a groove to our tune. Because those chords are starting slightly before the bar. Okay, so rhythm is one thing, and of course you can have chord stabs, like syncopated stabs. So let's have a quick example of that. And again, I'm working in, I think, eighths. And you've all heard this in EDM tracks, etc. So that is a way to get some interest to your chords. Next, we are going to look at changing the quality of the chords. So if we unfold, we can just change the third in each chord to either a minor or a major third, depending on the sound we want. So that's a minor at the moment, but if we change that to have two semitones in between, sorry, So if we change that to have 1, 2, 3, 4 intervals from the first to the third instead of 3 intervals, it's now a major instead of a minor. Okay, so we can change the quality of the chords. That's another way to make them more interesting, using notes from outside that scale. Next is sus chords. So we can use what are called suspended chords. We can use sus4 or sus2. And that sounds complex, but all it really is changing this third to a fourth for part of the chord. And you would have heard this before as well, I'm sure. And for the second part of the chord, we're just going to take it back to the third. Sorry, we changed it to a major, didn't we? And we'll do it with this one as well. So that's our third. We're going to take it to the fourth. And by fourth, I mean the fourth interval in that scale. And we are going to change the second half of that back to the third, because it naturally wants to resolve when you use a suspended chord. I mean, that's the whole point of them, to kind of create this tension that you can then resolve. And a suspended second is just where, or a sus2 chord, is instead of using the fourth, you just use the second interval in the scale. Let's try another one here as well. It usually works best. Actually, that's not true at all. Forget I was about to say that. Fail. So suddenly you've got these really interesting chords where before you just had the bog standard diatonic chords. If you want to know what diatonic chords are, check out the video that I'm linking to now. Okay, next we have my personal favorite, as a lot of you will already know, 7th and 9th chords, and you can use 11ths and 13ths as well. But basically this is where you just add an extra note into the chord, counting up the amount of intervals. So if we press fold, we can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the octave. So if we add another note on the 7th, we get this lovely jazzy sound. And we can do that for each of these chords, just so you can hear what it sounds like. So count up. And if we were to duplicate this template of A minor, so we've got 2 octaves in our template, we can add the 7th from this bass note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do it here as well. So suddenly you can make things much more interesting by trying these different techniques. And the last one we're going to quickly have a look at is inversions, and that is simply changing the order of the notes in that chord. So you can see that we've got quite a wide spread of notes here. And if we just change the octave of some of them, so in Ableton Live you just select it and hold shift and press down or up, and it's bringing everything into a kind of closer range on the piano roll. It can make things sound a little bit more cohesive. So you can see that they're actually spread over a much smaller vertical distance in the piano roll editor. Now let's have a listen. And it can sound a bit crazy, but then if you bring the bass notes back in of the original chords, it kind of pins everything in place and makes it make sense. If you try and use everything all at once, sometimes it can get a bit crazy. So here are the chords as they were, just as sevenths. So I've taken out the sus here, the suspended chords. I'm going to add them again just to this last one. A sus2 I think works better than a sus4. And I'll add a sus4 to that first chord again. And I'll invert some of these chords just to bring everything closer together again. And if you add it all together with a few drums, let's see what we have. And there you have it. That is making a bit more interest out of some bog standard chords and bringing your chord progressions to life. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Don't forget to download your free EDM chord Bible. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and until next time, cheers and happy producing. If you liked this video and found it useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.